It gets some kind talk when Peter Obi dey talk, when go make other politicians not like her for this life. It gets some kind talk when they talk. And the annoying part is when they talk all these things, they put facts and figures. Do you know that Peter Obi was in an interview with Dele Momodu? He explained how useless Africa be. When he explained how useless Africa be finish, he come propose say, may Africa they behave like China. Any politician will thief money, may they pay the person. How you go talk that kind of thing and you expect Yaya Bello to be happy with you? Let me show you this video.
Follow critical investment in critical areas of development. First, invest in education. Invest in health and productivity. If you do that, Africa today, in terms of land area, is the second biggest continent. Has the biggest youthful population. Only out of 1.5 billion African population, as you know, about 1 billion old are youthful population in their productive age. Africa remains the only continent with over 60% of its arable land all cultivated. So how can you talk about hunger? You can't talk about hunger. And I've used certain examples. India. Africa is about 30.5 million square kilometers. India is about 3,000 plus, which means Africa is 10 times India's size. India produces nearly 150 million tons of rice. Africa as a whole produces about 25 to 6,000. So India produces 6 times the amount of rice Africa produces. What if was even one that will show clearly that Africa is unproductive is that Bangladesh is around 48,000 square kilometers plus, which is less than 1%. It's about 0.05% of African size. Bangladesh, but they produce twice the amount of rice that Africa produces. So it's incredible. You find out that it's not going to work. It's not going. There's no way. There's no way. Even in Nigeria alone, 60% of arable land is uncultivated. We have 923,000 square kilometers of land. Bangladesh is 148 plus. So Bangladesh is 1/6 of Nigeria's size. Yet Nigeria does not produce 10% of the amount of rice Bangladesh produces. And it's there. It's not something that is rocket science. They have everybody to see. So you can go on and find out that Africa has no reason to be hungry. All we need to do is to do the right thing. All these things are being affected by corruption. Because people no longer find value in hard work, in productivity, in entrepreneurship. You started your own business. You are working hard to earn a living. Today, people who have no daytime job live better than you live by far. People who have no office live like stars. So it is a crisis. So we must deal with the issue of corruption aggressively. Maybe what the Chinese people are doing. Make sure that the amount you steal is death sentence. The amount you steal is life imprisonment. The amount you steal is not less than 10 years imprisonment. So when you deal with it strictly, then you start investing in critical area of development which we can achieve organically by ensuring that those who we elect, one, are competent, two, have the capacity. Because you can be competent, but you have passed the age where you have the capacity to walk. You must have the capacity to be able to move around and do the right thing. Three, have the compassion. And leadership without compassion is not a leadership. A leader must be somebody who feels that, listen, we have to do things for people. Citizens-led leadership. You must go 24 hours thinking about the people. Anything short of that, you're wasting your time. And all these things come with your character, with this and everything. So it's a critical thing we want to. But thank you for initiating the lecture.
I mean, we all seem powerless, but we're not too powerless. So we can make our own individual contributions. At least in the future, our children will not ask us, what did you do? You keep complaining, but you did nothing about it. So, but it seems that they are trying to encourage all of us not to bother. It's just to say, don't even talk. don't even say anything. And because your friend is in power, then you should stop talking. So the only people you can criticize are your enemies. So, and for me, criticism is an advice. I don't see criticism as an attack.
No.
It's an advice. You know, if Tinubu is my friend, then why can't I advise him? Even Buhari that we said he was a soldier. When I wrote the memos against him, he invited me to a meeting. So, and I went there, I didn't go there with a CV. I didn't say I needed a job. I told him, I said, all presidents before you, I advised them. I appointed myself special advisor with that portfolio free of charge. And I gave a compilation of what I wrote to other presidents. And he even asked me to autograph. I signed for him. That's a soldier. Then we now have civilians who says we can talk. So what do we do?
And everybody's keeping quiet.
Everybody's what do we do?
Josie, that they should buy anybody that steal money. So the way Okowa they are like, you know, like her. Now, not to say it's thief, but I'm just saying at least they have questions to answer the EFCC. You understand? So the way the wicked they are alive now, you are not happy. You don't like the way. You don't like the way some of these people are alive. You don't want to be there. Not be saying they're not thief, you understand? But if the FCC decide to look, we might find out that one or two is missing. So you want them to be running for their life. Or they did not be lying now. They no go CVST. People like the article now, they'll call the guy hypertension. Abi? Now this team, they don't like you. And if you continue like this, they will not like you. But come to think of it, why is Bangladesh producing more rice than Africa? And we have land, we have the workforce. Is that not laziness on our part? When we say we are lazy, they will say we are not lazy. We are lazy mentally and physically. Why is India, that is just 1/10 of Africa, producing more than times 20 of our rice? Even as Ukraine, they fight, so they still give Nigeria rice. Ukraine. And then our politicians are paid higher than their politicians. Why? Why is our politicians paid higher than their politicians? That man is what they thief for, the one they pay them legally. The day we all decide to remove these wicked and useless, incompetent people from power, that is the day that Nigeria will start. But for now, we are still doing tribalism. We are still doing, he's my guy, he's my brother. We know if he talk, now our person. The day we will ready and say enough is enough, we want a country that works. When all of us go get up, we don't even need to go violent. Did you see the last election, the presidential election in Lagos? Our vote not the count, our vote not the count. Yet Tinubu lost Lagos. That result to the bring come out, I think that the real result be that. Or do you think that was not doctored? But from the slashing, the minusing, the addition, the subtraction, everything is still lost. That is because the way people got up in Lagos, it was impossible to rig. If we get up, it go there impossible to rig. When you see people telling you that Tinubu will still win the next election, it's not because we believe that Tinubu is one alpha and omega. It's because we are looking at the youths and they are not ready yet. The day the youths stand up and they are ready, we tried to stand in the last election. But the way Lagos gets up that last election, imagine saying that every other state get up. You say that for free Rigam. Plateau stood up. Edo State stood up. Delta State stood up. But just a handful of us stood up. The rest people, they not get up like that. The next election is almost here. If we get up and decide to take our country back, we'll take it back from that ballot box when I see so. That ballot box when I see. You get where we go get up.